right. Hello everybody. Welcome to another live stream pour painting Monday. Things are running a little slow around here. The weather is finally starting to cool down and we're getting into those 3 days of rain, 3 days of sun weather patterns. So that's always fun. It's a nice break from the heat that we've been having lately. So for those of you who were with us last week, we did some pour paintings on some flat-backed canvases, and these canvases already started out pretty rough. I think I just got a bad batch. This was the canvas style that I picked up from Walmart. And I don't think I got a good batch because after I opened these up, the canvas I've noticed was really, really rough. Like somebody went over it with a with a low grit sandpaper. And I actually have one of these right now. It was 6 in a pack, and last week we used 4 of them, so we just have 2 left. But this is how thin they are, and the back side is shiny. So I'm pretty sure it's just a canvas glued on some cardboard and then sealed on the back side. I have one that has previously been opened and one that has yet to be opened. So we'll see if this one feels the same as the other here, because the 4 that I used did not have any plastic wrap on them. So maybe there's an inconsistency with the canvases. But already I can kind of tell there's some rough spots. So we'll see if today's experimentation happens the same way that last week did. But here are the canvases we did last week. I really like this one. It's a lot of nice, bright, bold, contrasting color. It's more red in person than it is here on camera. Wants to turn it orange, but look at that. Hi, Gamer Chick, gonna win. It's awesome to have you here. Looks like a tiger. Oh, yeah. I like that. There's just one problem with these flat-backed canvases. This hasn't happened to all in my collection, but that warping right there, I don't know how you would display something like that. I really, really like this one, but it's going to be really hard to try and tack it up on a wall. And they've all kind of got this warping to them. Yeah, that one's really bad. I don't know what kind of a special frame. I feel like I would have to make a special frame in order to go along with it, but even then, I was like, I don't know. Well, if any of you in the comments have any ideas on how I would be able to display this for any interested people, because what I do is I will take our live stream pour paintings, and if I can part with them, I will sell them in art shows. Otherwise, they go right up on my wall of favorites. Here's one of the other ones that we worked on. This one has the pearlescent white in there. And look at all of that little snowflaking. I love it. It kind of looks gritty, kind of looks sandy, but it really does catch the light and just add a whole new dynamic to this kind of pour painting. I'd love to display this one, but it's also got another harsh curve to it. I mean, perhaps a regular picture stands, like for a picture frame stand where you just have like two little prongs right here and then a support in the back. But I just feel like with it being rounded like this, I don't know. It's I might toss this one in with my other paintings to try and sell and see if I can, I don't know, maybe come up with some way to display it. And here we've got one of the other ones that we worked on. There we go. Now you can kind of see it. And yes, this one is also warped. Oh, that's better for you guys. Oh, and for those of you who were here last week, I finally remembered the name of the Pokemon legendary bird, the Generation 1. It was called Moltres. Boy, did that take me a long time to try and remember. No, I did not look it up, but that's what this one kind of made me think of. Like, I see bird head right here. We've got the beak, got a cresting neck, and all of these little wispy bits. Makes me think of fire, but like purple and blue. And yeah, warping. Warp, 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 warp. Okay, I want to polish off the last of these flat-backed canvases. If they're going to curl with pour painting, they might curl with spray paint, but I've noticed the flat-backed ones, they always have little patches where the spray paint, like, beads up. It beads off the canvas, and you get these little rough patches here and there where the spray paint absolutely does not want to stick despite adding a primer. And I don't typically use primers when I'm spray painting just because it should go on as normal, but the first layer is almost always your primer. So I'm going to pre-coat this one with some white paint that's been watered down from the brand Craft Smart. This is the bottle right here. A nice big giant bottle I picked up from Michael's that was on clearance. I'm going to cover this in the paint, just do a thin layer, let that sit for a bit, and see if it starts to curl or warp. And while this is setting, then we will get on to the good stuff. This one, believe it or not, got from the dollar store. Nice stretched canvas over wood. The only problem is they don't have little registrations here in the sides, so I can't wedge it and stretch it out. But these can still be hung up on the wall with a thumbtack. Woods, we are pour painting and doing a little bit of experimenting. I've got flat-backed canvases that have started to warp on previous live streams, and I want to try and figure out what is causing this warping to happen. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please, 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 please share them. If I can't think of something that will work, somebody else will, and I would really like to hand these off to somebody, you know, and have them be able to display them. But this warping is just, it's bonkers. Well, I am getting the first layer of paint down on this. I am taking an audience participation approach. So I want you guys to put down in the comments here on the live stream chat what colors you want to see me pour. And as an added bonus, with the bigger canvases, we are going to be trying this out for the first time. Nice little colander, one that I also picked up from the dollar store. I'm going to set it here in the center, pour our paint into the little holes here, and it's supposed to create this really cool starburst effect. I want to see what happens. There is no paint on this, so we have not used it yet. This will be our first time. All right, Gamer Chick, blue and gold. You got it. Do we want to do different shades of blue or just two colors, blue and gold? Let's get some paint on here. I do want to keep this on the thinner side just to act as a primer. And I did mix this with water, so if water ends up being the problem, that will be our consistent variable. And then for the last flat-backed canvas, we can try without any water and just pour paint straight on. Though I'm pretty sure that's what we did last week too. We just poured straight from the bottle. Let's see, baby blue, and if no baby blue, then dark blue. Okay. The closest color I have to a baby blue is a homemade robin's egg blue, or home mixed rather. And then I have the off blue toned white. We can throw that one in there. That one, it always gives some really neat results. It is a watered down white paint that I mixed in with some mica powder. And I thought I was going to get a blue shimmer, but instead I got a tinted paint. I mean, no complaining here. It's real nice. I do have to shake it up though, because it seems like a lot of the paint has settled. And what you're seeing on camera is pretty close to how it looks in person. Though against regular white, you can just kind of barely tell it's there. So we can definitely add this one, but it's just going to need a little bit of maintenance beforehand. Okay, as promised, we are letting that one set. And let's open up this canvas. You know, sometimes the dollar store really comes in clutch when it comes to canvas. I mean, especially when you have places like Walmart who would sell the same size canvas for like, what is it? I want to say $4. $4 for an 8x10 on stretched, for a stretched canvas. You know, the dollar store is second best. It's not as strong. There's a lot of give and flex with the dollar store canvas, but as long as there's nothing, as long as it's not resting on something that would cause a little divot like that, that's just my finger. I'm barely pressing on it. As long as it's not sitting on top of anything that'll poke it, like a corner, you're good. You're set. You're good to go. Okay, for this to work, we have our watered down white paint. You know what? Let's pillow it in the center, and then we will pour on top. That way we don't lose a whole bunch of paint And Gamer Chick said she wants to see blue and gold. So that's what we are going to do. A lot of the golds that I have it's not bright or brilliant. It is basically like a fluid pour gold, so it's gonna work, but it might also kind of get a little foggy and misty. But I'd like for there to be streaks of gold rather than have it just kind of dissolve into the blue. Just because it's so runny. Okay, let me get these edges. And then we can start filling up our cup. And for those of you who have joined me, from last week, I am working on putting together a video of my setup, where I got my materials, how much they are, and basically a DIY horse station. I just need to be able to head out to the same stores that I got everything at, so that way I can keep true to the prices that I paid and the prices that you'd expect. There's a little muffin fur. Let's get that out of there. Okay, there we go. That is nice and smooth. I like that a lot. Okay. Blue and gold. Baby blue. If no baby blue, then dark blue. You know what? Let's do all of those together. That would be fun. Okay, I'm going to move this one over. That way you guys can see the paint going in. Whoops. Let's start off. Let's see, the color that I pour in first will be the last color that we see. So let's start it off with some gold. I recycle a lot of my paint colors, meaning once a tube... Hi, Muffin. Did you fall out of bed? Yeah, you're okay. I recycle a lot of my paint colors, which means when a paint starts getting real low, I will add in extra colors and create essentially a brand new color, or one that I don't already have, if I mix everything right. And I want to make sure with this one there are no paint skins. Okay, let's get the gold in there. This gold, there's already paint skins. Ugh. I need to run a sock through my paint. Run my paint through a sock. No, I'm not talking about the kind of sock that you put on your foot. That'd be crazy. So in the painting world, commercial painting world, oh yeah, look at that. This is what I want to try and avoid. Those are paint skins right there. In the painting world, before a contractor paints a room or the exterior of a house, wow, that was long. If the paint has been sitting, they need to filter their paint. And they will grab something that looks similar to a cheesecloth, and they will pour the paint through it. The dollar store has these little sachet bags, and these are absolutely perfect for, they're absolutely perfect for straining out paint skins from your bottles of paint, which I may have to do for this one. Okay, gold should be the last color that we see. Let's go in with let's see. Yeah, let's grab that robin's egg glue. Oh, come on. Why have I not cut the top off this yet? One moment, really quick. Some of those nozzles are just way too narrow. And so once the paint kind of dries right in the edge of the nozzle there, it has a tendency to just squirt really, really bad. Kind of like, oh my goodness. There we go. Kind of like when you go to squeeze out some mustard. Ooh, look at that. Paint bubble. When you go to squeeze out some mustard, and the mustard has a mind of its own, and it squirts way far away. There we go. Okay, there's that home mixed robin's egg blue. Much better. Yeah, I think I just need to spend a day and sift through my paints. And you know what? For the heck of it, let's go in with the deep blue with phthalo blue from the dollar store. I just love how intense this blue is. Thank you. Such a rich dark blue. I absolutely love it. Ooh, and look at that. It's reacting with the robin's egg blue really nicely. That looks so cool. I'm going to bring you guys down for a second. Bring this up. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go in with a different golds this time. Specifically, Fluid Art Ready to Pour acrylic. Just because it will add a difference in tone. And when this dries, this is more of like a, it's more of like a burnished gold. Here, I'll show you the difference. Factory made versus home mixed. Do you see the difference? Got newer golds versus older gold. Okay, now let's have a look at the off-toned white, off-toned blue-white, whatever we want to call it. So let me show you guys oh man. That's how it looks in the shade. However, when it dries, it does look more white. And clean out this cap real fast. It's been a while since I've used it. but in the past, it has given some really amazing results. So how I made this particular color was, believe it or not, house paint. The kind of paint that you use for your interiors, your interior homes. Interior homes, wow. I watered it down, and then I just added some blue mica powder. And it has always treated me really well. I just need to make sure this doesn't explode on me. One of my first live stream videos, or was it a live stream? One of my first videos I've ever made, long form videos. I was doing a pour painting, and one of the bottles that I had with me, the lid popped off the seal, and it completely exploded. I lost about half of all the paint in that one bottle. You can actually look for it on my YouTube channel. Although I can't exactly say what the title is because I don't remember. It's been a while. With how liquidy this is. There we go. Ooh, yeah, this is gonna look so cool. Give me the paint skins. Out. Typically, house paint isn't exactly a good pouring medium, just with all of the different things that go into it, into making house paint, because it's, you know, made to last, it's durable. But when you water it down enough, like, look at that. That is so pretty. Okay, I don't know if we have enough, but since we're working with a white background, I'm feeling pretty good about this. So with that being said, I want to add just a little bit more of the deep dark blue. Just a little bit. I don't want to add too much. Get another look. That looks so cool. Look at that. It's a pretty flower. Ooh. Got some action along the walls. I'm super excited. Okay. Let's do this. Got our canvas right here. We've got our colander. I'm gonna set it here in the middle. There's obviously gonna be a little bit of a gap right here. A lot of the color is gonna go out around here on the edges. So I'm gonna try and, excuse me, I'm gonna try and bridge the gap. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Try and get what's left of the white here. So that way we don't have all of our paint sticking to the plastic. Just a little something. Yeah, there we go. Because the paint's just, I don't want the paint to pool up in the center there. All right. Now that we have our wet paint down, Muffin is having a snack. Let's see what we get. And look at that. It's changed a little bit more just in the couple minutes I've had it set down. Now it kind of looks like a blue firefly. Nice. All right, here we go. The idea is that the paint will seep through the holes and leave a little starburst pattern. So let's just kind of help it out and, ooh, kind of push everything into the holes. There we go. Yeah, we're starting to get a little flower bloom on the sides. Here we go. Hey, look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. Cool, I like this cup. Hopefully it stays like that just for a little bit. Okay, we got some awesome cells going on here in the center. This might not stretch out, so it might just kind of pull up right there. But this is shiny. It's just shiny. This is shiny. So I'm hoping I'll be able to just peel the paint off. I don't know. But let's push this paint out a little bit further and just do like a ring of gold. Just to help keep it flowing. I'll go back in with the white, the blue white, and get a nice circle of that. So I know it doesn't look like much is happening, but trust me, the paint is traveling. You'll see it here in a moment. I just want to make sure gravity is doing its job. This is a great time to answer any questions you guys might have. If there's anything you want to know about, I will do my best to give you an answer. Oh, getting a little crazy there. If you want to ask any personal questions, I only ask that it is family friendly. This is a family friendly channel. Otherwise, ask away. If you guys have any questions about how much I paid for things or where you can get these things. Some of my items, well, okay, a lot of my items already come from the dollar store. You all might have heard that from my previous live streams, but it's true. And I will save $1 wherever I can. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's too much moving. So let's do the reveal. Let's pull it up. Ooh, look at that. It's a blue daisy. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay, unfortunately, we cannot leave this bubble. That's cute. We cannot leave this much paint on the canvas. It'll end up being too heavy, but as beautiful as it is, I will try to retain some of those petals by moving it around in a circular fashion. Because this is beautiful. I've never made a blue daisy before. See, I don't want to stretch it out too big. But there is a lot of paint on this. I don't think we'll be able to keep the blue daisy, unfortunately. But it does look like the gold has kind of mixed with some of the blues. So we might get some metallic, little metallic flavors in there. That'd be nice. That dollop of blue in the center from the middle of the colanders. Did I say blue? I meant white. It's interesting. I don't know if I like it. I kind of like it. I don't know. I feel like it's trying to harmonize, but it's just not quite succeeding. I might blow it out. This sure is pretty though. Look at that. Okay, let's see. Do I have a straw? Oh, my knees. I don't think I have my straw with me. In that case, we just grab a skewer, dip it in our paint, and slowly manipulate the pour painting. I like this one a lot. Okay, we've got our skewer. Don't mind the color. I used this for resin a long time ago. I'm going to pick up some color from the colander that we just used. And I'm just going to kind of pull and drag some of the paint through it. And if I happen to pick up any paint skins along the way, they will promptly be checked out. It's almost starting to look like everything else. I just kind of want it to blend in because that's a lot of bright white. There we go. Would you guys give this a try if you had all of the materials? I understand time is limited, but like, what if there was a way you could do this all for like a handful of dollars? The next time I go into my local stores and into the dollar store, I will definitely make sure to show you guys that anybody can do this with just about any kind of a budget. Everything that I have here, it did not come from the dollar store, but there are options. There are other options you can find that'll work just the same for $1. Or, well, you know, $1.50. But yeah. My goal with these live streams is to not only have fun and get to know everybody, but to help show anybody that they don't have to be an artist to do this. This is literally just taking different kinds of paint, pouring them into a cup, into a colander from the dollar store, and onto a canvas, also from the dollar store. It can be done. Just make sure your scissors are out of the way. Whoops. Okay, so I did end up, set this over here. I did end up setting that colander on the spare piece of canvas, the one that we applied the white paint on first. So we're just gonna use up what dribbled off. But here's a closer look at everything. Got some nice cells going on. I love to see that. Nice little wispy do. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Very nice. I'm gonna set this one aside to continue to drip dry. And let's see what we got with this one. This is just from me setting the colander on top of this canvas. And it does seem like there is already a little bit of warpage. Makes me sad, but I think I have to continue going with the stretched canvas. The flat-backed canvas is nice for storage, simplicity, and you don't have to worry about it getting poked and stretched like you do with the stretch canvas. But I don't know, like if they're gonna start warping, that's gonna end up being a deal breaker for me. I just want to cover up that center. This one's turning out pretty cool. I think if I do this color combination again, I think I would like to add some dark purples and some black. Something for that brilliant white, or not white, the brilliant blue to hold on to and just pop out of nowhere. But who knows, maybe this one won't warp nearly as bad. I am stretching these out. This paint, the white paint did have a little bit of time to kind of dry, and I wasn't so thick with it. We'll just have to see what's going on right there. You guys see that? No? Okay, that's paint. Sure is interesting looking though. And just keeping this one as an experiment, I'm gonna go ahead and get some more paint on the skewer here, and I'm just gonna start doing some lines, a little bit of influencing. Now I'm doing my best to glide the skewer over the paint rather than putting pressure down on it. So it's just like pulling the paint with it, not so much dragging it. Ooh, and I already found a paint skin. Can't have that. When your pour painting dries and you have paint skins, There we go, right here on the edge of my skewer, it will show up. And that makes me sad. A lot of things make me sad. Oh yeah, I don't know what'll come of this one. That's why I'm doing all of these extra things. It might turn out to be just fine. Might not even warp. But if it does, I'm not gonna let it get to me. Because this one's a little experiment. Alrighty. I think we are coming to the end of the show. I just don't want these lines to be too obvious. That one's not going to move anymore. Okay. Oh, thank you, Abigail. Thank you for joining us. We are unfortunately wrapping up, but let me bring over the last pour painting that we did. Kind of show you what you missed if you're just now logging on. This was made with a colander that I picked up from the dollar store. This is our first time using it, and we got a lovely little blue daisy pattern from it. I think I will definitely be using the colander more often, and I thoroughly enjoyed these colors being all mixed together like this. Alrighty, I think that is it for today's live stream. We are coming up on 48 minutes. Wow. You can follow me on Instagram or here on YouTube. Every Monday I go live at 2 o'clock to do these pour paintings, or if the weather is good and so is my internet, I will actually go outside and we will do some spray paint, because I also do spray paint art. Alrighty, I hope you consider subscribing, liking this video, and sharing it with others. I will see y'all next week. Bye for now.